The mixture of its psychedelic style and a unique take on the roguelike Metroidvania, Ultros is currently one of my favorite games that I played this year. Though it did have a few shortcomings along the way, Ultros is a dope title that you should totally check out. Hey there, I'm CGDannyB and this is my review of Ultros on the PlayStation 5. Firstly, let me give a huge shout out to Kepler Interactive and Hadoque Games for providing me an early copy of Ultros so I could review it for you today. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video so more people can hear about this awesome game. So if you're wondering, what is Ultros? Let me set the scene for you. You wake up lying on the cold yet colorful floor of the Sarcophagus, a giant drifting space uterus that's currently pregnant with Ultros, an ancient space demon that's about to be born. As Yuji, our sojourner and potential hero of the game, you'll explore this eye-catching spaceship as you meet a unique cast of characters, fight the strange creatures inhabiting the area, and collect a bunch of seeds to cultivate plants that'll help you with your adventure, as you set out to find the dormant shamans spread throughout the map and uncover the secrets of the Sarcophagus. You want to be checking every nook and cranny for secret items, paths, and collectibles so that you'll find answers, or possibly even more questions, to the rich lore-filled world of Ultros. Sharing the same artistic visionary as Hotline Miami, Ultros sports a wildly psychedelic style that clearly makes it stand out from most other Metroidvanias. Often when you think of popular games in the genre like Metroid, Hollow Knight, or Axiom Verge, you'll see cold, dark, and damp environments, where Ultros counters that with vibrant and stellar backdrops that are filled with detail, but are easily distinguishable from the foreground that's typically simple black geometry, so you aren't getting visually lost in the world that's placed right in front of you. Each new area that I set foot in showed just how much care was put into creating a kaleidoscope-styled experience that didn't shy away from the challenge and difficult exploration that other Metroidvanias are known for. And if for whatever reason the distinction between background and foreground is still too much for you, there are a bunch of accessibility options, including background blur or desaturation, as well as a player halo effect that'll make you stand out more, along with other sliders to adjust difficulty or fonts that can be difficult to read. Now how about we get to the meat and potatoes of this review? As you explore the Sarcophagus and discover new locations, you have to fight various alien-like creatures who are annoyed by you entering their territory. To start, you won't have many options for combat other than just swinging your sword and dodging through their attacks to counter. But as you level up and diversify your moveset, you'll have far more options for combat, giving you the chance for a perfect variety on your opponents, making it so they drop rarer and more useful food. So don't just spam the one attack button if you want some rare drops. The food that you collect from plants and animals can be eaten not only to heal you, but also to provide nutrition that can be used to unlock Cortex abilities, the more powerful and kick-ass skills that I mentioned before. Some of them are awesome attacks like drop kicks or ground slams, while others increase your ability to jump higher or cultivate plants more efficiently. And each nutrient that you eat will provide you with either car, yug, click, or tip. And yeah, I've got no clue what any of these mean, but it was fun to just spam the eat button and watch all of those bars go up so I can unlock a bunch of new skills. But you want to be careful just how many of those skills you unlock and get attached to, because you might not hang on to them for very long. As I mentioned before, Ultros is a Metroidvania that introduces some roguelike elements. I think most people immediately think of Dead Cells, where each run procedurally generates a new world for you to explore. But Ultros takes a different approach and makes it so that each time you reach a certain milestone in the game, you reset to the moment that you're waking up on the floor next to your wrecked ship. Now of course you'll keep any story progress that you made, but any upgrades you unlocked or food that you picked up will now disappear. However, any seeds that you planted will continue to grow and produce resources, as well as work as platforms for you to explore further. At first this can be a bit challenging to deal with, but a little further into the game you'll be able to find memory points, which you can use to permanently unlock these skills between loops. So if you really like a certain skill, be sure to put your memory points into that tree before you go to the big scary checkpoint room and reset your run. While exploring the Sarcophagus, you'll discover two particular stations multiple times, these elegant looking statues and the floating pods that you can sit in. To start, the pods will be where you save your progress and choose your upgrades. However, later on you'll have access to the fast travel system that must be reconstructed by rewiring all the statues and pods inside the Sarcophagus. This part can get a little bit tedious if you're just trying to explore faster, but if you enjoyed the puzzle of just trying to figure out how to run a 2 billion foot teleportation cable throughout the house, then hey, have fun with this part. In the roughly 15 hours it took me to complete Ultros, I had very little to complain about in terms of gameplay and exploration. However, there were a handful of times that I couldn't figure out where I needed to go for a very long time. So once you finish taking down a shaman, you typically unlock a new upgrade for your little robot companion, and then use the new ability to get out and reset your run. A few times I'd sit there running back and forth in this new area, seeing the only possible way out being either blocked by hazards or in a location that I just couldn't reach. There's one spot in particular that I probably spent 2 hours trying to get through, and the reason was I just didn't understand how to use my new upgrade. Now the description on the item in question is mostly lore based, so it doesn't exactly tell you how to use it, just a vague explanation of what it does. But ultimately what this tool can do is change the path in which your plants grow, so you can either bend or extend plants however you need. But it seems each plant just kind of decides how much it wants to grow and how fast it does it. One plant will blossom into an insanely large tree, far more than I need it to be, in an area that has nowhere for me to reach, while another seed of the same variety will just stop growing, or at least appear to stop growing while I hold the action button to spray the plant juices for another 30 to 40 seconds before I finally get an extra little sprig of tree. Ultimately, this part just seemed really inconsistent, and it definitely took me out of the game for a while. Luckily I got it all taken care of and finally got back to finish the game just a few hours later. But if you ask my friends in the Discord call with me who had to listen to me hem and haw while struggling through this part, I was not a happy camper. So if you take anything away from this, just let it be that if you get stuck, don't hesitate to look it up on a Let's Play or some kind of guide. It's not worth a headache for a big, strong gamer moment. Though there was a small portion of the game that left a sour taste in my mouth, Ultros is easily one of my favorite games that I've played so far this year. The combination of stellar visuals, satisfying and diverse combat situations, and a fresh way to explore this world makes Ultros a thrilling yet chill experience for players to enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of Ultros. If you think the game looks fun and you want to give it a shot, Ultros drops on January 13th for Steam as well as PlayStation 4 and 5. But before you run off to start playing, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming indie gaming content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.